Good evening, Cyber Friends, Admitted Man. I should say good morning. Almost just about another day at almost 12 midnight. But we just say we give God the glory and all the praise for life, health, and strength. And we also thank God for each and every one of you. You know who you are. We just saying we just coming back to just give a brief update on Bible study from this past Thursday night. We are not going to play with the gospel, people. Matter of fact, we had a for what I think we had a pretty good study. We had a little incident that got a little noisy at one particular time, but nevertheless, we got over it and we went on. I'm just letting everybody know that Media Man had to change a whole lot of things, and I had to do it for the better. And matter of fact, there's a lot of things going on with me right now that demand a lot of time, and I'm trying to. Matter of fact, this morning I was out of here early this morning, and on the one particular job took 5 hours, believe me, and I mean non-stop until I got finished with it. And it's just a lot of stuff that's going on, and we give God the glory, we give Him the praise, and we do not take it lightly, and we thank Him for everything that He has done. And so we just saying that I was telling the Bible study on Thursday night that I'm not going to teach anything that I know that is not in the Bible. In other words, I'm not going to try to get cute and try to get fancy with the gospel. We're going to speak it like it is, tell it like it is, and we're going to go on from there. We don't have a whole lot of time to do as many videos as we used to do, but nevertheless, that's beyond my reach right about now. But matter of fact, but when I do a video, when I do perform or come on here to try to do a video, and I'm gonna let it do for the best. In other words, I'm trying to make it worth the whole two or 3 minutes that I be on here. And I promise you that I will not try to make the video too long, whereas you cannot understand or have the time to be able to at least get the full scope of what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, people, we have got to be about God's business, about the truth of the gospel. And a lot of this stuff and all this here, we just adding stuff. I think sometimes we taking away things that are important, and we are confusing people to the degree. And that I don't want to be guilty of confusing anyone. I want to tell it like it is. And if it doesn't say it in the Bible, I want to leave it alone. Matter of fact, I'm not going to want to do it. I am going to do it. I'm going to leave it alone. This is how come I was speaking on Thursday night about when Christ. I used the example where Christ got in Peter's boat to preach from, and then after he used Peter's boat, he took Peter out and gave him a big catch of fish. In other words, he did not use Peter's boat for nothing. He in return rewarded Peter. Peter was running a business. And see, a lot of times we just think the people just can just do stuff for you, just do stuff for you over and over and over. And you just don't, some people won't even say thank you. They don't give you anything. But it's not to the fact that you want to be given anything. It's like I tell people, Peter's boat was his profession. Matter of fact, those of us that, now, I know a lot of people that do play music that did not go to school for music. You don't have to go to school to be a musician. You just got to be gifted. And if God gave you that gift, that's it. But most of us, some of us did go. And music not only is our gift, but it is our profession as well. Like I said, I'm one that was gifted with a little bit of music, and I also went to school. And music is my profession. So in other words, when you use a MIDI man, it's just like Jesus using Peter's boat. My keyboard is my boat. So when you use my keyboard, and then you just think for me to say thank you, no, that don't pay my bill. In other words, see, even Jesus knew better than that. So, but we got people that don't understand that principle. And then the first thing they'll say, well, you're supposed to be doing it for the Lord. That Peter did it for the Lord also. He let him use the boat. But God had enough sense to know that Peter's boat didn't sit on the shore just because Peter was nice looking. He took him back out there and gave him a haul of fish. Because God also knew what he was finna ask Peter to do. And James and John, Andrew, and all of them, to leave that profession and follow him. So he set them up for life. In other words, that catch could have perhaps set Peter's family up for life after that, because they went and they followed him. But he was not going to let them do it for nothing. We're going to stop that right here. Whatever you do, whatever you get into, if God is not in it, It best should come out of it. This is the type of teacher Billy Man will be doing. Straight from the book. Practical application. Letting you see the clear picture. Not putting all this hyper grace on stuff and talking about you ain't got. If Jesus' grace saved me, then Jesus' grace gave me everything else. If Adam's sin made me lose everything, well, Jesus' obedience should have made me gain all things or regain all things again. So in other words, when we say that everything is by grace and there's nothing to do with you, then but when it comes to prosperity and your health, then you say, well, you got to do this and you got to do that. No, that's double tone. If I didn't have nothing to do with my salvation, I ain't got nothing to do with my health and my healing and my prosperity. All that should come packaged together with it. Just like I lost it, it should come back, in my opinion. That's just the way I see it. In other words, now I understand faith without work is dead. That's another topic entirely. But let's teach it from the Bible like it's supposed to be. With that said, this Minute Man said, I hope everybody go out to the house of prayer tomorrow. But for those of you that do not go out to the house of prayer, just make sure that you know the Lord for yourself. Make sure you know the Lord. In other words, you may not have to go to with a stained glass window, because believe it or not, a lot of people behind these stained glass windows is not really getting a clear picture. But I'm just saying, make sure that you belong to Christ. If that is the case, then you all right in His sight. With that being said, this Minute Man saying peace. Goodbye.